Hi, it is Michelle at Michelle's Paper Studio, and today is going to be my little introductory. I'm going to do this little flip through of a base journal that I did, and I did do a tutorial. This is in kind of like missing in action at the moment, so I'm either going to share it in the future or we're just going to go ahead and remake it together. But this is a paper channel where I create everything paper, and I mean literally. I love journaling. I Bible journal, I junk journal, I dictionary journal, and Bible journaling is pretty much my journals of choice, and I either make them a nature dictionary journal, or I make them a flower dictionary journal, or I use the dictionary a lot, and I also Bible journal a lot. So when I do my tutorials, it'll more than likely be one or the other. I do sometimes go with different themes that are random, but for the most part, that's my own preference. And so if that's offensive, I'm just putting this out there in the open so that you will know. But I make base journals, and I have a formula, and this is how I start all my journals now. I did not get this formula overnight. I've been journaling for about a decade now, and so I was showing you guys how I made this base journal, and this journal is not completed, but this is literally um how I start. I make a bunch of base journals, and then I will fill these things up with notebooks, dictionary cards or scripture cards, and I'll put pockets and tucks and belly bands and all that stuff. And for the most part, it all my journaling now is basically for reading material. So in my own personal journals, I put a lot of things that's reading. I don't really write and take notes too much anymore. I used to a while back, but now I just really like picking up my journals and reading some stuff. So I'll always make sure that these are created with something interesting. And this is just one of my bases. In the next couple of weeks, it might be months, because literally I got a lot to accomplish, and I had ran out of stuff to put inside of my journals a while back, and so I started to make a whole bunch of bases, and then I kept saying, okay, I'm going to sit down and make stuff to embellish it with, or fill the pockets with, or fill the tucks with, or complete them, and I literally have different things started, but I'm really going to dive into this hardcore. And so for the next month or so, I will be sharing all the different little tidbits that I put into these, and then you guys could either make your own, or you could learn, or perhaps if you already know, maybe you'll get an idea or see something that you never did before. But if you're new to this channel or new to the hobby and you've never ever seen this type of stuff, this is literally called junk journaling, or they have Bible journaling, or they have boho journals. They have people who add stickers, they have scrapbooking, they do all kinds of things. A lot of people use old books, some people use magazines, some people use junk mail, some people use DigiKits, some people use old papers, and you could really be creative about this. One thing that I love is I'm a person, well, not anymore, but I used to be a person who never ever completed anything. And so I would start this stuff, and then I would get really frustrated. And if I didn't like it, I would tear it up and I would ruin it. And I learned that really stressed me out, and I don't even do that anymore. It is quite common if you hear me do a tutorial, you'll hear me say, oopsie, I made a mistake, gonna have to find a way to fix it. And I do, and I breathe in and I breathe out, and I just find a way to use it. And I really enjoy that about junk journaling, that you don't have to have a style. Nothing has to be perfect. It doesn't literally necessarily have to be measured. And one thing I really love about junk journaling, my own personal preference, because I'm old school journaling, and so like a decade ago, junk journaling was all about using old junk and old mail, and now it's more like DigiKits and buying papers and all that. So I'm kind of a little bit old school, but I like buying some things too. And so I literally will show you guys how I create this. And for the most part, I use a lot of dictionary pages and Bible journaling stuff, and we will get into the details, but I'm going to start showing you guys how I fill these up and some things that we can use or create. Like, for instance, I will be uploading probably more than likely tomorrow. I'm going to make little mini reading spelling list to go in my dictionary journal because that's what I do. I like to make word definition cards, or either I make spelling lists. And this book, I found was seeing them everywhere, like all over Goodwill, all over bookstores, all over garage sales. And people are like almost always giving away like 10 cents, 50 cents, something like that. And I thought, man, that's so awesome. So I literally will be using pages from this book with all of my scraps, which I did share on my Dollhouse and Craft channel. But I was on YouTube and Facebook, and I was literally trying to put all my hobbies in one spot, and the algorithm doesn't really like that. So I decided just to put all my journaling into one channel, and my Dollhouse and Crafts are in a separate channel. But literally my Dollhouse and Crafts are on pause for a minute because I have to really get rid of some of my stashes that I've been saving for later. Well, later is now. So welcome to my channel. If you are interested in seeing what I create to go inside of this, or wanting to learn how to do something, feel free to subscribe and hit the notifications and come and visit me daily. Remember the name, Michelle's Paper Studio. You can find that at YouTube /@ Michelle's Paper Studio, and that'll lead you to this channel. And so come back frequently. All this week I will be uploading some new things that I create and some of the stuff from my already created channels that were all over, and I will be combining everything into one spot. So anybody who's interested in anything paper, this is the place. Thanks for joining, and I hope you having a wonderful day.